Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Tekken School series matchup course. I'm going to start by kind of introducing what I want to do in this series. And then we'll start talking about the first character, which is going to be Feng. Feng is my main, so I feel very comfortable starting with this character. The idea of this course is going to be learning matchups and specifically learning how to play against a character on a basic level, so you kind of have the tools to learn by yourselves what you're supposed to do against them, so you don't have to jump into online and just be overwhelmed by the ton of different moves different people use and the different ways that they use them. So with that said, we're gonna go over key pokes, things that they use to become plus on block, so you know when you need to respect them, key strings, things that you need to know how to duck, or maybe things you need to know how to sidestep in order to kind of counter and deal with, so you're not like abused by strings. Key stances, things that we want to know about, like their stances, if they have a back turn stance or a specific stance, how do we counter it, what do we need to know, what are the key options they go for, things like that. And key gimmicks that they can use, so all sorts of evasive moves, things that they can use to maybe crush you, or some armor options, all these key gimmicks. I say gimmicks not to necessarily mean that it's bad, just to kind of understand that they have like specific unique properties. And lastly, we'll go over common scenarios and neutral buttons you kind of want to watch out for, whether it's like how they get in on you or how they keep you out. So with that said, we're going to start with Feng. Feng is going to be the first character. As I said, Feng is my main. And I'm a big Feng lover. I think he's a really cool character. And Feng can be very overwhelming to play against. Feng has a lot of different moves. If you go over his move list, you'll see, he has not the longest move list, but a very diverse move list. A lot of different options he has a bunch of stances as well. He's very evasive. He has a lot of gimmicks. Let's just kind of go over the things that Feng is going to use, starting with pokes. So Feng's pokes, the common ones are, of course, you have the jab strings and jabs. You have like the classic 1-2 jab, right? So -3 on block, +A on hit. So very common, very safe. A lot of things will use this. They could just use the one jab. That's also okay. You have the 1-3 jab, right? This is the very common 10 frame punish. There's +A on hit, so whenever he hits you with this punish, make sure you respect it. It's very difficult to do anything after this. If you are on the receiving end and your opponent likes to do this even on block, like just committing to it, right? You can crouch the second hit, so keep that in mind. Okay, we have the 1-2-2. 1-2-2 is another 10 frame punish that he has. It can also go into back turn, right? Like so. Remember, on block, it is punishable. Okay, so if Feng players think they can punish you, maybe they try to do this, you can punish them back. And the last jab string, the one before last jab string is this one, this 2-4-1, okay? Goes like this. It is punishable on block. It's not often used, but it can go into back turn in minus frames, so it's not the best option. You don't see a lot of Fengs use this, so not too important. Last jab string you kind of want to know, because some Fengs will use this. It's the beginning of Feng's 10 hit combo, is 1-1, okay? And 1-1 is the beginning of like a jab string that is very long, right? You can see you have all this, and you can delay them a bit, right? Like this, and even has a low afterwards. If a Feng player likes doing this to you, make sure the low parry this hit, okay? See, after this fourth punch, you have a low kick, okay? Now all of these are minus, enough to punish, okay? So you see the first one is -11, -14, and -14, right? So make sure you do punish them. Remember, if this counter hits, he does get like I need the second hit to counter hit. He gets a combo, so be careful if you're pressing after a Feng's jab, right? If Feng is just doing this and you think, oh, maybe I'll press something, okay, be careful of this thing. It is only -11, so it is not that unsafe to throw out. Okay, so these are the jab strings. In addition, Feng has a down for a 1. Now, Feng's down for a 1 is pretty unique. most down forward ones are starting at 13 frames. Feng starts at 14 frames. And why is that? It's not because it's weaker than other down forward ones. It is because it is 0 on block. Okay, so 0 on block. Normally down forward ones will be either -1, 2, -3. Some are even -5, depending on if they have follow-ups or not. Feng's down forward 1 is 0 on block, and it does not have any follow-ups, so it doesn't seem insane. But once you see the entire kit of Feng, you'll understand he has a lot of very fast, strong options. And let's go to the next poke that Feng has, and it is back 1. Okay, this is a counter hit tool, so let me put them to kind of like get hit. As you can see, on hit it's not very impressive, on block it's -12, on counter hit sends you flying. Okay, so it sends you flying and gives a shoulder. This is 44 damage, so it's like a mini combo. This is as much as many characters get off a low parry, so they're very strong. And the reason why it's so strong is because after you do down for 1 on block, right, like so, you see 0 on block, you have your 10 frame move. Okay, and you can counter them if they try to jab you back. Let's show an example. Right, let's say, right, the opponent tries to jab back, the fastest move that they have, right, it trades, and we get this kind of situation. So this is why this down for 1 situation is very, very strong. I will go a bit over this situation later as well, just to make sure you kind of understand your options. So let's get back to what we were doing. Next poke. Okay, the next poke is back 4, and back 4 is a homing move at 12 frames. Very, very strong. Now it has one weakness. It's very short range, as you can see. It doesn't really hit very far, but it is very homing. So let's say I do block into sidewalk, right? You'll see this hits, and to the left as well, as you can see. So yeah, very, very strong poke. It is very short range, so if you do backdash, where's the backdash option? Right after many pokes, it usually doesn't hit unless like the opponent is super close to you, right? Oh wow. Okay, I guess it's jab, yeah, because like, let's say I do it like this, yeah. Here it doesn't hit. Okay, so yeah, normally outside of like this kind of like advancing moves, or if you have like plus moves, it will whiff if you backdash. Okay. Next poke. The next poke is while standing 1. And yes, for Feng, while standing 1 is a poke. There are characters that use their while standing moves as a ways to poke. And the reason is this is a very strong advancing move. So as you can see, this is a -3, 13 frame startup mid. Okay. And we'll go over this a bit later, but it has actually insane range. So right now, I'm at range 3. Most characters cannot poke from here. Okay, Feng can do it very easily, and as you can see, now I'm in range 4. Still reaches. Okay, so this has a lot of range. Now, what's the secret to this? You can do it from while standing like this, but then it doesn't have a lot of range. But Feng has this kind of like snake dash, right? Which is basically doing a quarter circle forward, right? Like this. Okay. And you can do down forward and hold it down forward to cancel it into a crouch. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is doing this. Again, this is like helpful for all the Feng players. If you want to know how you do it, that's how you do it. So you can basically do something like this, and then you get a very long range while standing poke. Now this poke is -3 on block, but on hit is very, very nice. I mean, it's not anything crazy, it's just +3, but it is very nice from such a fast, long reaching move. Okay, so that's another poke. In order to deal with all these mid pokes that I mentioned, generally speaking, you will be stepping to your left. This is something that generally is true about Feng. His weak side is his left side, so it's just gotta show. Normally, right, you'll see, sorry, jabs, right, down for 1, down for 1, down for 1, back 1, down for 1, back 4, of course, is a homing move, so he can stop you, but as you can see, it's not big damage, so it's okay to try going to the left against him, right, and, sorry, let me just do this, because it's also 0 on block. Oh, wait, let me do it like this, I guess. Yeah, okay. So yeah, as you can see, going to the left is generally what you want to do. It beats all these pokes except for the homing one, of course. And now let's go over some low pokes that are common for Feng. So first one is down 4. Okay, and down 4 is very, very nice. It is 0 on hit, but it's extremely fast. So after this, same situation as down for 1 on block. Remember, we get to do back 1. We get to do like another jab, right, to check. We can do another down 4 because of course it's very, very fast. Down 4 also has a bit of tracking to the left, which is very nice for Feng because it catches the side that you want to go. So as you can see, Feng can kind of track you with his lows, which is like, it's going to be a recurring theme with him, like tracking with lows, but the mids and the highs are a bit more linear. So keep going. Okay, down 4, very, very nice. Down 4 is something that is kind of important to know. Despite it being only -11, okay, it has actually a follow-up, and in the form of this. Okay, so you can actually trap people who block this to get hit by this. Okay, so this is not a natural string. It's only guaranteed on counter hit, as you can see, like this. Right, so down 4, 1+2. It's even delayable. Wait, let me try and show it. Right, this is the normal way, and this is the slightly delayed version. And yeah, if somebody blocks this, they still have to watch out for this sometimes. This is only -10, so again, not the worst thing in the world to throw out. Very, very nice option, down 4. Super fast low, very, very strong. And it's 0 on hit. 0 on hit lows are very, very nice to have. Okay, on to the next one. And the next low is down back free, and you probably got hit by this a million times. So down back free, again, another insane range move. As you can see, I'm all the way up here in free, and it almost reaches, I think, at 2.9. This 2.8. Okay, 2.8. It hits insane range for a low. It is +4, which means it puts you a lot of times in this situation where you kind of have to block, right, or respect it. I'll go over the situation after down back free soon as well, because I know it's going to be super common for you guys fighting against Fangs. Fangs love throwing this out. It is super strong. Now this move is -15, so if you do block it, for the love of God, launch him. Okay, if you have a 15 frame launcher or faster, launch him, send his ass to the wall, do a ton of damage, make him like regret going for this. Another thing important about this is that it has counter hit properties, so it's an amazing counter poke. It high crushes, so if you try to jab him, let's set up the punish. So I'll do something like, right, he's trying to jab. As you can see, I go below his jab. If you like, wait, how I be like this, right? If you catch him, like you're plus, he's plus, doesn't matter. Yeah, as you can see. So amazing poke, has a ton of good properties. It also has tracking, so even if you do block his stuff, he can track you with it. Let's show again the sidestep left. A few characters can like walk this. It is not easy to walk this. Really difficult, right? When he has like plus frames, let me show it like this, right? Very difficult to get out of this when he's pressuring. You do have to kind of just call it out either with a hop kick or with blocking it and launching him sometimes, because the risk reward is just really annoying to deal with and is very plus. So yeah, you have to deal with it at some point. Very fast. Okay, so down back free, amazing low. The next low is down 2, and down 2 is a bit slower, but is very safe. As you can see, -12. Doesn't take a lot of big punishes. Again, common theme, as we said. Let's set him to the sidestep to the left, right? Okay. Oh, sorry. I think only in bigger plus frames it will actually catch. Yeah. So yeah, in these kind of situations where he's like +5, +6, maybe after like hitting like a 1-3 or something like that, right? He can throw out these kind of moves pretty safely. It's very hard to avoid them. It's not the biggest poke in the world, and it doesn't have any counter hit properties anymore. It used to in Tekken 7, but it is still pretty annoying. Trying to low parry this sometimes is nice, or blocking it and just taking your turn after a punish, of course. So yeah, down 2, very nice. Also crushes highs, as we saw earlier. So very nice move overall. Okay, the next poke is from full crouch. This is the last poke we're going to cover, and is full crouch 4. Okay, and full crouch 4 is two options. It's full crouch 4, and it goes into back turn in +3. So it looks like this, and full crouch 4-1, which is +6, which is just incredible. As you can see, it can set up these situations we mentioned earlier, like the down 2 or another down for a 1. Right, a lot of good options for Feng in this situation, right, to just kind of keep you under his pressure. His lows are some of the best lows in the game, in my opinion. There's no downplaying here. Feng is an incredibly strong character, and his low pokes are a big part of that. So yeah, full crouch 4 and full crouch 4-1, something that's important to remember. This is something he also has access to from this kind of like crouch dash advance that we did like while standing 1 from, right? So we could do something like this as well, which make this kind of a mix-up, kind of. In bigger range, like this doesn't work as well, right? You'll see it will whiff often. Now, remember, this is a low-high kind of string, and it's safe. It's -2. Okay, so you have to crouch. No matter what, you have to crouch after it. Let me just kind of show this. Right, this. Oh, sorry, I didn't put him to crouch. Right, you have to crouch and launch him after he whiffs the second hit. Okay, that's the best way to deal with it. So technically it is launchable, but you'll have to crouch it, of course. Crouch the high, I mean. If he goes into back turn, right, he's -8, you can still like punish him there pretty big time. Just remember, if you take too long, Feng will be in back turn. He has a lot of options there to kind of punish you for not acting fast enough. Okay, and these are the key pokes for Feng, right? Jabs, down forward 1, back 4, down 4, down back 3, and down 2, full crouch 4, and 4-1. And I think I forgot something. Wall standing 1, sorry. This. Okay, amazing. All these are super nice, and let's go over the next section, which is the +1 block moves. Okay, so +1 block moves for Feng are pretty simple. You have your back 3. This is a new move you got in Tekken 8. It is +6. It is pretty slow and pretty linear. I say pretty slow. 22 frames for +6 is not that slow. And it's very nice. It deals a nice chunk of chip damage. In heat, it's even dealing more. So very nice move to kind of enforce your turn. In the wall, this is very scary. On hit, it doesn't deal the insane amount of damage. You'll see it's like, okay, for a mid, it's like not that big. On counter hit though, he gets this, so this can be pretty annoying. He can actually get a bit more on counter hit. You can get this if they confirm it, 53 damage, nothing to laugh at. The next move for plus frames on Feng is forward 3. This is something usually used in Oki, or if you're already very plus. Usually you don't throw this out randomly, so yeah, just pay attention to it. It does let him either go for +8 and forcing you into crouch, or he can go immediately into his stance, which we will cover later. The stance is only at +4, so technically his options are a little bit limited, but it's still good. Okay, it's still good, trust me. Anyway, that's the second move. The next move is while running free. Okay, that's his while running move. It is fairly linear. It starts at 20 frames, which is decent. So not the fastest, but definitely not slow. Okay, and it's +6, of course, as like all of these options that I just mentioned. You can step all of them to the left. I can kind of show it. Oh, this is a bit maybe hard to show. Let me show it from this. Right, as you can see, this. I'll set them up like this, I guess. It's a bit hard to show, I guess, this thing. Let me show it by recording the bot, so you guys know I'm not lying to you. Okay, so he's gonna do his thing. Right, as you can see, simple step. Right, and you're in their back. Not too complicated. Just like, of course, requires some practice. Next move for plus frames is sidestep 1+2, and this is only +1, but this is a common move to be used at the wall because it gives you a wall splat for Feng. Let me just kind of show this, right? This is +1. Let me tell him to just stand there, right? So this can be used to kind of like wall splat you. It gives quite a bit of damage for like a wall splat. If I don't fuck up the combo, right? It's like, okay, maybe I'll just do like an easy combo, I guess. As you can see, 70 damage, easy combo. You can get more from what I know, but the walls are pretty fucky right now, so I'm not gonna spend too much time showing it. So yeah, very, very nice move. It's only +1, but it does mean you need to respect it a little bit sometimes at the wall. You don't want to get back one, or you don't want to get just like jab stringed into the wall. Of course, back 4 is also an option there that beats like a lot of your options outside of jabs. So it puts Feng in a good position, but don't respect it too much, I guess is what I'm saying. If the Feng goes for a lot of highs after it, then make sure to try it and high crush him. If he goes for this, then you can jab him. That's kind of like the options there. Okay, let's go back to... can I go back to neutral? Restore position, default 1. Okay, thank you. So these are his plus unblock moves. Oh, I almost forgot. There's one last one, and it's sidestep 2. Sidestep 2 puts Feng into back turn. We're going to talk about back turn a bit later, but this is definitely a move you need to watch out for because it puts you in a bit of a dangerous position. Yeah. Okay. So with that said, we can move on. Next section, the key strings you want to watch out for. Okay, and the strings I want you to watch out for are down forward 4 free. Okay, down forward 4 free. Down forward 4 is like a relatively fast poke, 15 frames. It has solid range, but normally it's not thrown out by itself. It has 2 follow-ups. Okay, it's down forward 4-2, which is a mid. It's -11. It has another follow-up that is pretty fat, like pretty slow. So if you retaliate there, generally speaking, you can catch him and like still punish. It does have a bit of a jab crush, so do be careful of that. Let me kind of show, I guess I'll show more counterplay. So as you can see, right, this is a punish, but you can go under the jabs if they do try to jab it. So be careful. You can use dick jabs technically to punish it. Where is the recording? Thank you. Oh wait, sorry. No, that's not what I wanted. Let me just use like a mid like this. Okay. Sorry. I don't know why he backdashed there. Wait, why is he backdashing? You're being weird, Feng. I'm trying to show something. Why are you backdashing? What the hell is going on? I feel like I'm being pranked. Okay, this is really weird. Just stem block, buddy. Don't move. Okay. Okay, this is really funny. I'll just I guess I'll just record him doing that. I have no idea why the computer is doing that. Okay, he's gonna do this. Remember, the second hit is -11. So, sorry. Right, so when he's doing that, you can simply dick jab, and it should hit him every time. Okay, unless something weird is happening here. I'm not sure if I'm pressing too late. I think I am. Yeah, as long as I'm mashing it, it seems to be working. Or not? Okay, here, we're learning something new here. Seems like when I'm resetting, for some reason, the second one doesn't hit. I think it's making me off axis after we do it once. I think. Sorry. Jab. Okay, this never happened to me in a real match. This is apparently happening here. It happens every second time. So I'm assuming there is something with the axis that is being fucked with. Right? If I reset it, it's not gonna happen. Okay. There's some weird axis thing here. It seems to make the dick jab whiff. Of course, you can step this as well. There's a lot of moves of Feng that are like this, right? You will step this to the right though, right? And you can get a full punish, whatever that is for you. Okay. That was really strange. This doesn't get used very often, so I hope this is not going to happen to you in a real game. If so, I apologize on behalf of all Fangs. And we're moving to the other part of the string, which is down forward for free. So this is the safe option that Fangs go for. They go for this very often. It's a very nice move. It is only -4. It wall splats, and it's very plus on hit. So how do you deal with this? Well, you duck the second hit. Most times when Fangs are using this, they will use the second hit. So just like looking for the crouch right on the second hit and launching them is the best solution. Next string is very similar to this one, and it's the down back 1 string. Down back 1 is a very nice poke in neutral. It has a lot of range. I think like at least a 2.5 it hits. It is -12, but it can transition into his many stances. So definitely a very versatile tool, and it has 2 cancels. One of them is down back 1, 2, right? It's a mid. The mid is -12, I believe, -11, right? So it is punishable, and he has a high, and the high is -2. Okay, this high is very strong. Fangs will use this often, especially at lower levels, but I use this a lot too. It is very nice, especially at the wall. It causes a wall splat, deals a lot of damage. Okay, and you can get you can get very nice combos off it. So what do you do with this? Same thing, you duck the high. Most of the times it is going to be the high, so look out for it, duck it, and launch it. Okay, the second hit is pretty slow, so if you got good reactions, you can react to it and just duck on reaction. Okay, the mid is like the same speed technically, but you only want to react to the high technically. You want to kind of look at his leg. Is he pulling it up? And if so, you duck. Okay, if he doesn't, then you just keep blocking. This technically has another follow-up, right? It is very slow. You can technically float it. Some things will use this later. This will be covered in the gimmicks. This is the Kempo getup, or however you want to call it, getup. Kind of like martial arts kind of thing. And it's important to pay attention to this because this catches a lot of people and they get hit. And yeah, it's very gimmicky. Okay, next string, okay, we're gonna cover is back to free. Okay, and this is like a string Feng players sometimes use, and they use it because the last hit is safe. Okay, and the second hit, even if you block it, you can continue the string. So how do you deal with this? Well, technically you want to low parry the second hit. Okay, that's what you want to do. If possible, you'll low parry the second hit, and then you'll get like a low parry combo. There are no other follow-ups, so every time after you see this, like low parrying is fine. Okay, now this is -11, this is -11, this is -12, and the last hit is safe. So most Fangs will just finish this string when they do it, or they will just do the back 2 in hopes that you're looking for a low parry there. Okay, so these are the options. If you didn't low parry it, simply block the mid-mid. Okay, it is annoying to deal with this string, but it is just like a low parry the second hit kind of thing, and you'll get used to it. Okay, the next string, we got down back 2, 2, 2. Okay, this is the tantrum hands. I love this move. I think it's super fun to use. It looks super funny. Okay, and it's a bit tricky. So the first 2 hits are lows. Okay, it's low. The first low is -11. The second one is -16. Sometimes it's 17, depending on when it hits. So how do you deal with this? If you blocked, you can low parry the second hit, right? No problem. Okay, Feng can fake the second hit and cancel it like this. He will be minus after doing that. It's not his turn after it. It's not his turn after this as well. This is 0 on hit. So again, same situation as down for 1 on block or down 4 on hit. Back 1 is an option. Back 4 is an option. Just kind of remember these options. Okay, and you can finish the full string. The full string is safe. It is -8. If you have a punch parry, then you can punch parry it. Let me kind of show Feng doing it. Dum, dum, dum. Amazing. Right, this is the string. This is me low parrying it, and then like you can do whatever combo you do. Right, doesn't matter. Right, and if you do have a punch parry, you can punch parry them. I fucked up my punch parry. Okay, I don't know why this one isn't working, but the first one did. I wanted to show a different punch parry. But yeah, some characters have this kind of like generic punch parry by doing like a back, like a 2+4 or back 1+3. So you can use that. Now be careful, this move, it looks silly or it looks memey, but it's not weak. This move is not weak at all. It actually is a counter hit launcher if you commit to it, right? If you just do down back T2 on counter hit, it is guaranteed. If you just do it without the counter hit, it's -17, of course. But this does launch. You can get a lot of damage from it, right? And yeah, fuck with your opponent. And of course, like the cancels by themselves can be pretty annoying to deal with. So yeah, just keep an eye out for this move. This move is not bad. Next string, forward free. And forward free is mostly a neutral tool, but it has 2 follow-ups. So it has this forward free 2, used very often. It is -3. It's a mid-high. This move is a bit of a slow startup, but it has a lot of range. So it's very nice to kind of like poke with it. Right, as you can see, and this is the mid-high. The other option is a mid-mid. It's mostly used for whiff punishing, right, to get like a big combo. It is -16 on block, so do make sure you launch it. Okay, so this is the forward free string. And the last string I want to cover is the while standing 1. And this string, as I said, is a very common get in option, and it has 2 follow-ups as the while standing 1-2 and the 1-2-1, right, like this. It's important to note that like while standing 1-2 is yeah, it's -12, and while standing 1-2-1 is -14, and it's not guaranteed, of course. And while standing 1-2 on hit is -1. Okay, so it's kind of like important to pay attention. After this on hit, it is technically your turn. You can jab, you can do like a dick jab to check the opponent. Yeah, the reason why this 1-2-1 exists is if you did block the 1-2, they can threaten like a 1, like a delayed 1, and it does give a shoulder on hit, so it is very nice. So yeah, just keep like an eye out for this. Again, remember your goal is to step. The mix-up for this is doing while standing 1 free. It's a new option in Tekken 8. While standing 1 free, it's a mid-high, and of course, to deal with the mid-high, you need to duck the high and launch it if possible, if you can do it. Right, so this is how it looks like. Right, on block, this is safe, and it's like you see a lot of things throw this out. It's very annoying to deal with. So yeah, it is very strong. So yeah, gotta keep an eye out for this. Okay, we covered the strings, and now let's talk a little bit about the stances. And for the stances, you'll see Feng has a few common stances. One of them is back turn. Okay, and back turn, he has like a few unique options. One is his jab. His jab comes out at 12 frames. That means that all of these options that put him to back turn in +3, right? You saw this. You saw this on hit, puts him at +5, right? All these, this becomes uninterruptible. This jab is very strong because on hit, it guarantees a shoulder. So what do I mean? It is +14, and after that, I can simply shoulder you. It's very easy to confirm, so be careful of this jab. His next common option is 1+2. 1+2 is a safe mid. It's 16 frames. After it, it's just -3, so he can still RPS with you. He still has like a high crush. He still has armor move. He still has his jab, which is pretty fast. So you can still RPS with you, but it is technically your time to take the initiative after you block it. Okay, if you do get hit by it, you have to respect it, because this is just uninterruptible at that point. Okay, so these are 2 common moves. Down free is a lot of lower level things will use this. The way you want to generally deal with this, okay, is to backdash. So let me just kind of show this whole thing. And this is true every time you get hit by like something that puts him into backturn, or if you block something that puts him into backturn, you're plus, and he's plus, sorry. So like this situation, for example, he'll backdash, and yeah, maybe after this is a bit hard to backdash. Yeah. Let me show it from sidestep 2, maybe. That would be a bit easier to kind of demonstrate. Okay, so you see sidestep 2. If I do jab, it whiffs. Right, if I do this, it will hit, but it's like, yeah, on block, it's fine. This will only launch if it's a clean hit. It's a clean hit move. So backdashing is a very good way to deal with this back turn thing. You can sometimes backdash and block low, backdash and block standing. Both are okay, but backdashing is very recommended. His next option is grabbing, and that's again beaten by backdashing. He has a command grab from back turn. It's broken with 1+2, so make sure you pay attention. It looks the same as like a normal grab. Like, it's really hard to differentiate, so it's a bit of a mix-up. That's why, again, backdashing when you see the back turn is a good option. It will beat often a lot of options unless he's extremely close to you. Next options are down 1, it's a low, it's -13. Of course, if you're backdashing, it will still hit. It has a lot of range, as you can see. It does high crush as well, so very strong option. Pay attention to it. It is like not even that slow, right? For 20 frames, that's pretty good. And on hit, it's +4, so it puts him in a very advantageous situation. Pay attention to it. Other than that, as you saw already, he has an armor move. The armor move is 19 frame startup and is -13. Something that is very strong to do is like do this, right? It's only -3 and then go for the armor. Or do this and then go for this. So if you try to jab him to beat the armor, he can crush you. And if you try to do anything slower, anything that will beat like the low, then he can armor you. So pay attention to these kind of situations. And this is also a he engager, so also pay attention to that. Common scenarios. Oh, sorry. I want to go to the next stances. The next stances are pretty simple. Back tempo, it's an evasive stance, go backwards. Most of the moves are either lows or highs. So you have this is a high. You have this, a low. It's the same low for back turn. You have this, it's a low, and it is also staggering on block. So, sorry, let me just put in block hole. So as you can see, very -1 block. It does knock down on hit, so as like this follow-up that's guaranteed after it. It's kind of like a hell sweep. This is a he engager, right? It's safe, it tracks to his right, it is a high. And we saw this low. This low is -13, 20 frame startup. His mids are this, -14. This is a launcher. We usually use this to whip punish. And he has this mid, which is very slow. You can float it, but you can also just block it. It's okay, or make it whiff and punish it. It is technically safe on block. Normally it will be safe, so unless he does this follow-up, which is punishable, of course. You can usually float this for a combo, but be careful, don't get hit by this, okay? Okay, that's back tempo, not too interesting. You have shifting clouds. Shifting clouds is the forward stance, and this stance is a parry. So let's say if your opponent presses any buttons, let me just record. It'll be easier. Okay, yes. So for example, as you can see, if it parries any more than one hit, then it has this automatic follow-up, parries, give you this kind of like launch, right? You can do like a full combo, deals like very nice damage, right? As you can see. So very dangerous. Outside of that, it puts you into this stance. Now this stance is a lot of recovery. Technically, you can hit Feng after the parry window is over, but he does have an armor move to kind of like RPS with you. The armor move is launchable, so you kind of have to know your options. Other than that, most of his options are steppable to the left. You got like a fast high, right? Let me tell him to stop mashing just so I can demonstrate everything. Fast high, for example, if he's like this, right? The fast high will beat most of your options in terms of speed, right? Because he's plus here. He has the armor move, which beats you trying to hit him out of the stance. He has this move, it's +3, puts him into back turn, and it's homing, but it is a high, so you can of course duck and launch it. It is a bit hard sometimes because it puts you in an awkward spacing, but yeah, it's definitely good. He has the slow. This is his low option, right? -13. Not too fast, but yeah, you gotta keep an eye out for it because it deals nice damage. And he has this mid option, new for Tekken 8, right? Again, you can step to the left to beat it. It's -9. It is safe. so gotta watch out for it. Guarantees a stomp on the ground, so deals quite a bit of damage. Also, from shifting clouds, he can transition into Kempo. So as you can see, by holding back, he can go into Kempo and do the Kempo options. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, so these are shifting clouds and back Kempo. And you have Snake Dash, which is basically the thing we were canceling earlier. He has 3 moves out of it. One is the headbutt, forces you into crouch, is +0. It's ±0, which means again, back 1 is an option, back 4 is an option, and yeah, of course, dick jabbing is an option. But remember, you can dick jab as well, since it's just 0 on block. You still have the option to challenge with this. Then he'll have to either step you or to launch you like this to beat it. Okay, the other options he has are a low shoulder. It is -14, but it's not low parryable, so make sure you block it and punish it. You cannot low parry this, and it is a low. Yeah, I know it looks like a mid. It's a low, and it often crushes. It crushes mid. It crushes highs, and it sometimes crushes mids. So be careful with this one. I think this will be fixed in the future, surely, but it always was very evasive. And the next move he has is this mid. This is a big launcher. It's -14. It gives him a big combo. But it's not too common that like Feng players use this. It's more like a call out kind of thing. Sometimes you will see like a whiff and you can whiff punish with it. But usually uncommon. Okay, these are the stances. These are the things you kind of need to know about them. Let's talk about the gimmicks. Gimmicks. We have up forward 2. This is a very common evasive move you'll see Fengs use. They can use it after this, right? When they're in a little bit of minus frames, right? You'll see this used. And the annoying thing about this move is that while it says -10, it is technically unpunishable by almost anyone in the cast. Jack is normally the only character who can punish it outside of like specific spacing situations. So how do you deal with this? This move is dealt with by stepping to the left, like everything. Okay, this will be like a common thing, remember. Okay, it makes Feng whiff like an idiot. It has a lot of recovery and whiff, and then you just launch him. Again, if a Feng likes abusing this, make sure you step him to the left and launch him. It has like a built-in step to the left, so again, this is a very evasive move. It is very hard to deal with, so make sure you do counter it correctly if you do run into it. Okay, the next one is back forward 1. Okay, that's his Feng's backsway, and it's one of the better backsways in the game. While it is -15, so it is launchable by most of the casts. It has like insane movement backwards. It goes very fast, and on counter hit, it gives this kind of like big combo. Oops. Big combo. You have a bunch of ways to combo from it. But just to like demonstrate like the... Can I not drop the combo, please? Yeah, okay. Just to demonstrate like a simple combo, already 70 damage. So yeah, be careful. Feng can really make a comeback out of this move. Everyone who plays me knows I've robbed many people using that move, so be careful. Okay, next gimmick is the 1+2. It's the Sabaki Iron Shield. This move is -13 on block, so make sure you punish it properly, because Fengs will spam this on you. And let's just show how it works. Okay, the Feng will be using jabs after you block something. So let's say I do something that's a bit minus, right? -3. Then I'll use Iron Shield. Oh, Iron Savior, sorry. Iron Savior? Iron Shield? I don't remember the name. I think I'm mixing it up with something from Guilty Gear. Okay, and it guarantees a shoulder. You go into heat. Very, very strong option. Common situations where Fengs use this is after down forward 3. After, wait, sorry. After this move. After this move. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it didn't work there, but, you know, 1-2 into it. And back 4 into this. Some people have like a delayed pressing there. So yeah, it's not guaranteed after back 4. It's just a lot of people react late to back 4 being pressed. So yeah, these are like common situations. There are other common situations where you use it from, but these are just like some examples, I guess. So yeah, very, very nice options. Next gimmick is upward 3+4. So I don't know at what level Feng players stop using this move. It seems very silly. The deal with it is that its full up is a high, and the main thing is punishable. So Let me just show it like this. This is minus 14, and last hit is a high. You need to duck it and launch it. It's just a gimmick. Normally you don't see Feng players use this. It's not like a common thing. Next gimmick for 1+2, safe armor move. It's a high, you have to duck it. I think it should be nerfed. I think all armor moves should be punishable. But this is what it is, okay? Next gimmick thing I kind of talked about earlier, okay? If the player is lying down, let me set up the player to be standard approach, okay? Is this thing. This is a launcher. You do want to float this, like make it whip and launch it if possible, right? On it, he gets like very big damage. You don't really want to let this, you know, go unchecked. I don't even know if this is optimal, but as you can see, this is half HP almost. So yeah, it's definitely be careful of this. You don't want to get hit by this. It's not fun. You definitely feel cheesed whenever it happens. So yeah, it's another cheese option. And generally speaking, a cheese option I don't see often used is this thing. This thing is technically safe. It has a follow-up that's a low. The low doesn't launch anymore. It used to launch, but it does guarantee some damage on the floor. So yeah, you can block this. You can technically go into back turn from this. You go into back turn in -2, so not the best situation. Normally this is not used. This is not like a common thing. So just like keep an eye out. If a Feng likes to use it, just know that it has a follow-up and that you need to block it. Okay, block and launch. Okay, now that we covered gimmicks, let's go over common scenarios. And I said I'll talk about the down for a 1, right? So down for a 1, the moves that you usually see after a down for a 1 on block will be back 1. We said you can either duck it, you can block it, or you can step it to the left. You got down for a 1 into 1-2, okay? And this will trade with your jabs, and it will lose to anything the height crushes, and you can go to the left again. You have down for a 1 into back 4. This will lose to your jabs, right? And will also lose to you backdashing, right? The next option is down for a 1 into grabbing, and this will lose to your jabs, of course. And if you duck, it will lose as well. Grabs are right now homing in this game, so they will beat you stepping. Or not beat you, can still attack them, but they will catch you. And down for a 1 into up for a 2. This move will lose to you sidestepping to the left, but will beat you pressing. Most things you press there will get hit by this, unless you have a very fast homing move. Okay, so keep an eye out on that one. And last option Fangs will use is this down for a 1 into a step, right? Like this. Very common one, right? To beat out dick jabs, beat out jabs, beat out like any like fast retaliation, and then simply hit you from their sidewalk or take their turn, or just back off if nothing happened. Okay, that's the down for a 1 scenario. Down back 3, also kind of like a interesting scenario. So he's gonna be like blocking afterwards. Things that you can do after it, since it's +4, right? This is technically uninterruptible, right? So while standing 4, while standing 1, right, are technically uninterruptible. You can step both of them to the left, but depending on which side you are on, you cannot. So let me set the opponent to kind of like explain. So technically these are both sidesteppable to the left, not to the right. But if you're in player 2 side, you cannot do it. You have to be in player 1 side because you're in crouch, and you cannot sidestep to the direction you're crouching in. So now that we swap sides, you see that you can definitely like get away from anything I like want to press there. That's usually, yeah, that usually works. So yeah, after everything, like this will this sometimes hits, I guess. You can commit to the down for a 1-2 to catch to get sidesteppers. Remember, this is -12, so you can punish them if they go for this. Even if they do hit it, it's -1 on hit, so it's not their turn. And you can fight for your like options. Okay, so these are the common options from it. After, if you respect this a lot, they could go for another low with full crouch down forward 4 or down forward 4-1, right? This is a bit slower, so as you can see, if he's +4 and this is 19 frame startup, it means that you have like 5 frames to kind of like do like jabs or anything that's like up to 14 frame startup to kind of interrupt them. It should be a mid because they have like crushing options as well. Just keep that as an option, kind of like interrupting them with a mid if they like overextending, like something like this. And they have this option, which is wall standing 2. Wall standing 2 is a counter hit launcher. Okay, so after this, right? After this, right? If you try to press something there, he can definitely, he can definitely hit you for it. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that option. If they see you like pressing, they might like start using this. Okay. Okay, that's the down forward, down back 3 on hit scenario. And you have the sidestep 2 scenario. Oh, sorry, sidestep 2 scenario. That's the thing that puts you into back turn. I kind of explained. Backdashing is usually good. It beats most options. Loads will still hit you, but of course, this in back turn, if it's not clean hit, it's just -3 or -2, depending on the spacing. It's not big a deal, right? You can hold that. And for Oki or for big plus frames, you fight against Feng. He will usually go for his sidestep mix-up, and this consists of sidestep 4, right, which is the clean hit launcher. They're very strong, very fast, and sidestep down forward 3. Now, these two moves are generally very similar in startup, right? Like doing this out of sidestep 20 frames and doing this, right? Very, very similar in terms of startup. Very hard to kind of guard both. The best way to deal with both of these moves is trying to keep your distance with backdashing, because both of them has fairly short range, right? You can see, let me set them to backdash after a jab. Right here, this does work, but after a down for a 1, does not work. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Like both of these moves kind of like require spacing, so as long as you keep your distance with backdashing, you can get away. Something that is kind of good to know is that Fengs will use this often on Oki if you're tech rolling. So let's say you're tech rolling like this, Fengs will run up to you and then sidestep with you, right? Like this, right? They're just trying to catch you with this. So as long as you backdash, you see how like this still like avoids it. Of course, like if you backdash and you don't block mid, you will get hit, but yeah, backdashing is generally like the way to deal with this mix-up. Okay, so wake up, backdash, very, very good. Or like just backdash after getting hit by plus frames. Okay, so these are the common scenarios I wanted to kind of cover. Now, in neutral, options that you want to watch out for are free, long-reaching, mid-high. This jails, so you can't really do anything against it, but it is -9 on block, so after you block it, you definitely want to take your turn. Block all, nice. 4-4-2, -9 on block, very fast, long-reaching. It's very linear, so you can step it, but it is very nice. It's also a heat engager. Forward 3, we kind of talked about it. Long range, a bit slow, linear, but has follow-ups, right? This one is even very delayable. Okay, and the other one, mid-mid. Forward 4, it's kind of like a keep-up move. It's a high launcher, normal hit launcher, as you can see, and it can be cancelled into back turn like this. It's very annoying to deal with. The best way to deal with it is kind of like approaching with like a high crush move if the Feng player likes to spam it, or to run forward, block it, and then take your turn. Next move is something you already saw, down back 3, and while standing 1, very common neutral options. And last thing Fangs like to use in neutral is back Kempo, because it just avoids your options and they can whiff punish them. Okay, and last thing we're going to cover is heat. Let me just put myself in heat. Okay, so did I put the opponent in heat? Yep, I did. L. Okay, in heat, Feng gains access to this move. This move is very annoying. Its weakness is that it's slow and that it puts you in back turn, which kind of telegraphs what you want to do. I say its weaknesses, but this is not to say this move is weak. It's just to say this is how you fight it. Remember, if you're in back turn, the idea is you generally want to backdash and get away, so this clean hit is not an option. Remember that since this is a heat dash move, You can't just do like an armor move and cancel it, so definitely respect this stance. If you did end up blocking this, if you have an airborne move, you can technically avoid the kind of like the shockwave on the ground by being in the air. So some characters have these kind of like airborne move they can use to deal with this. So just keep that in mind if it's an option for you. Otherwise, just make sure you keep your distance and maybe jab float this for out like jabs in neutral to look out for this move and just get like a float combo. The other things he gets in neutral are this becomes safe. It's -8 in heat. Okay, and this becomes a guard crush, right? This is mostly used on the wall since it doesn't give a lot of damage. At the wall, it does give a lot of damage, right? You can get like, wait, sorry. You can get something like this, and yeah, it's very annoying. But it's only the wall, so not very common. You're not going to see this much. And other than that, you just have like shoulder, which is one of Feng's like best moves. I didn't really mention it because it's not really a poke. It's mostly used as a punish tool. But in heat, it's cancelable, which means you can do this and become +5. At +5, remember, these become uninterruptible, and it's very scary to kind of like do anything. So yeah, just keep like an eye out for all these options. Okay, and that was everything you need to know about Feng. Okay, it's a pretty long guide. I'd have to consider if I want to make like long guides for all characters or just for Feng because I know how to play him. Other characters, I might just do shorter ones that just cover very basic stuff that you need to know. Let me know what's better, this kind of format or this like very long, very informative, or maybe a shorter format that's like 10 minutes and just covers like the basic pokes, basic gimmicks, and things you need to duck and things like that very quickly. So let me know. And with that said, I hope this was a useful video for you. Okay, now you never have an excuse to lose to my character. Well, bye-bye. Oh, and of course, do your homework. You gotta go into the lab and lab all this shit. Bye-bye.